Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Last time I decided to look inside a vintage sweater kit to see what was included in the box and what the instructions were like. And I realized upon doing so that I can't just straight up and knit it, not because I didn't have the materials, but because the written instructions were not up to my standards. Before I attempt any color work, I need to make sure that I understand what color goes where. So I've gotten myself a bunch of markers that correspond with the different colors that are available, and I'm going to draw myself a legend of what colors belong where. So the first thing I'm going to do, which is quite controversial, is I'm going to rip this in half. So that way, I don't have to flip back and forth. Yeah? I can just look. But yeah, I'm going to time lapse this part. So we're going to have a good old-fashioned time lapse again. And I'm just going to draw the legends on the knitting notes thing because I'm not going to need most of this. So it doesn't really matter if it gets all marked up. So we're going to switch to time lapse mode. I've just finished coloring in the charts. They're both like this, and I realize I'm actually going to have to go back and color in the bottom part, because if you look really close at the chart here, you can see it's just plain white. There's nothing going on in these squares, but if I look at the actual photograph here, you can see right before the ribbing where there's like a couple rows, that right there is a dark green, which means that that's actually meant to be dark green. But if you, I guess they didn't want to just have like a bunch of X's because that would be a lot of visual clutter, but it's not intuitive whatsoever. Like anyone who'd be making a graph nowadays would be adding those X's there, or at least be showing that color change. So I know I got to go back and fix that. Overall, I would say I now have colors appropriately separated, but it reinforced for me exactly why you would want a legend to begin with, because I know I separated the 3 greens. I still have no idea which green is supposed to go where. I tried counting them out and I quickly lost count because I don't want to mark this up any more than I've already have. I weirdly think I got all the greens in the right place. I do think I chose the right one for the light green. I mean, if you look at this picture, maybe part of it is the fact that it has yellowed over the 30 years that it's been around, but you can't really tell the greens apart, right? Like you can barely, like you want to be able to tell that this green is different from this green. And if I can't tell, with my perfect color vision, if someone who's colorblind wanted to attempt this, they wouldn't be able to tell. And yes, I'm absolutely certain there's a colorblind person out there who wants to do color work. Now, you may notice there are like still some white spots on here that aren't colored in. Like there are black spots like the shoes, but I opted not to color them in because if I were to go over this with a black marker, it would totally hide the lines, and there's still value in knowing how many stitches are in a particular spot. I would say at this point, I'm at a point with this where I can actually get started with this as a pattern and know where the colors belong and have it go relatively smoothly. But yeah, that was today's entertainment. Have a nice day.